Welcome back to 405 Sports. Today we're going to be talking about the MLB.
Got about 3 games left. We're starting the AL. The 1 seed is going to be the Houston Astros.
That's kind of a shock to me.
I mean, they're pretty good. They're pretty well balanced. Their rotation is, I'd say, top 3 in the sport. They've got Verlander, Luis Garcia, Lance McCullers, Christian Javier, and they've got a new, little flamethrower dude, Hunter Brown, who they just pulled up. He's ridiculous.
The pitching staff is really good.
Yes, they're very good. They got a very good bullpen. Presley's been incredible. Yankees are the 2 seed. I think it's confirmed now, but I don't know how to feel about them.
It's so sad for me because with Judge trying to do all that, I think it's taken away from the team.
Oh, it definitely does.
There's so much attention on him, and there's so much pressure on him, I feel like. I think the team's so much better.
I wish you would have hit it before the playoffs started.
Yeah.
Well, it don't count. The playoffs.
I know, but I feel like he's still going to be worried about it.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be thinking that he didn't hit it the time.
Well, I just
just
know
has a rock solid mindset.
The Cardinals, before Pujols hit 700, we had a 2-week stretch where we couldn't score a run.
Yeah.
We about set the record for consecutive innings without a run scored.
He had a second one for us, right?
He had one yesterday.
Yeah.
They took all 3 out, Yachty, Waino, and Pujols.
I
Took
saw
them all
that.
out at the same time.
That was his last game.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second because there's something sad, I think, going on there. The 3 is the Guardians, which is, I mean, they're young. Their lineup is not really any just wow players except Ramirez. But, yeah, they've got one of the better rotations with Bieber, McKenzie, and Cal Quantrill, who there's some stat ridiculously, he hasn't lost a home game in 30 games.
Is that a shock that the Guardians are that good?
That's what I was
It's
gonna ask.
part of it is that division is so unbelievably bad.
Off.
The White Sox were supposed to be the favorite in that division.
They started out
They
so
just
hot,
were
too.
terrible.
Yeah.
They just finished.
Were they not a good pick for the
White
World
Sox,
Series?
yeah.
Yeah,
They were
probably the 4th best offense.
Yeah.
Anderson, Jose Abreu.
Yeah. Because I literally just pointed to Colin and I was like, the Guardians. I wouldn't have guessed that.
They're 11 games back from the White Sox are. And they're just not close.
Wow. That is shocking. But now that you say it, Royals, Tigers, Twins. So
Yeah, the rest of the divisions.
that makes
Yeah, the
sense.
Guardians would be what you would say the scrappy team. They don't strike out. Their bullpen is very good. So if those starters carry you 7 innings and you have to lead, you don't like your odds of coming back. They've got Clase, who is a flamethrower, and Karen Chick's been disgusting since the All-Star break. And then, so that would mean they'd play the. I don't know. We don't know the order of the wild card yet. I think the Mariners will be last.
Yeah, the
So
Mariners
they should play the Mariners. The Mariners have been cold coming into this week, but I'll talk more about the Blue Jays. They've got a lineup that can score 10 runs a game. They just don't always do it. And they've got 2 really good starting pitchers. It's just that 3rd and 4th game. I don't know. I'd almost be more tempted to just start Manoah or Gosman in a game 4 instead of throwing that 4th guy or throwing a bullpen game because they paid Barrios big money and he's been abysmal. So the Rays will probably be the 2nd wild card, which I think that's incredible. Their lineup is not good whatsoever. Wander's been out pretty much the whole year, and they keep getting injuries in their pitchers and stuff like that. Shane Baz is out for the year. Glasnow's somehow back. I don't know how that's happening. They've got Shane McClanahan, who if you would have asked before All-Star break was probably going to win the Cy Young, probably won't anymore. And they've got Drew Rasmussen and Jeffrey Springs. They've got a somewhat good bullpen, and their coach is ridiculously good as well.
Yeah,
So-
I really like Shane McClanahan.
Mhm.
I don't know why. I think just because he's really been solid.
Yeah, so that should mean the Astros and the Yankees will get a bye. So in that wild card round, which is now a 3-game series, it's not a 1 game. You'll have the Guardians and Mariners, I'm pretty sure. So the thing about the Mariners is their rotation would be ridiculously hard to beat. They have Luis Castillo, who they acquired from the Reds, who's been incredible. They just extended him for the next 5 years. They've got Logan Gilbert, who's been all right all year until he hit the All-Star break. Had a couple of rough outings, and then since then has been probably like their best pitcher. And then Robbie Ray, who won the Cy Young last year, has been like their fourth best pitcher because they pulled up George Kirby. He throws gas, but he also doesn't walk people, so he's just incredibly hard to hit. So that's not a fun team I'd want to run into. It'll be interesting if Julio plays or not. He's got like a lower back injury. They're going to need him. But, so I said they'd play the Guardians. That'll be interesting just because of the pitching perspective. Then it should be Blue Jays Rays. That one will also be great. Blue Jays got a lot more pop in the lineup.
It'll be interesting for the Mariners because I think at any point Robbie Ray could come back to what he used to be.
Exactly.
So that's got to be comforting.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when I look at my team and it's just like any of those pitchers can just get railed, just give up, implode.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I don't see very many teams out of the AL being a threat to win the World Series except maybe the Astros. I think the NL's a lot more loaded. I have my awards here. I think Aaron Judge, MVP, that's no doubt.
Yeah, pretty easy.
I think Cy Young will either be Verlander or Dylan Cease. Cease may have lost that these last 2 weeks, so it could be Verlander, but he's also been out with an injury. That'll be interesting. Rookie of the Year is no doubt Julio Rodriguez, and then I have Ryan Cash as the Coach of the Year from the Rays. Now on to the National League. Dodgers, 1 seed. No kidding.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Is it because? Why can they like spend $100 million more than
So
anybody
they have an
else?
owner that does not care about the luxury tax.
Okay.
They'll just pay it.
They
Yeah,
just
there's a couple teams like that. Mets, Dodgers, they don't care. Yeah, they've got Urias, Kershaw, Ian Anderson, Andrew Heaney, Tony Gonsolin, maybe Dustin May. They can start literally anybody, and they will provide good innings. They've got the best offense in baseball. The Braves just swept the Mets. They have to win one more game to clinch the NL East, so they will most likely be the 2 seed. They've got Max Fried, Kyle Wright, Charlie Morton. Right now, Spencer Strider is on the IL. I don't know if he'll be there. Well, they don't need him for a wild card because they just missed it, so he should be back. But even if he doesn't pitch, they've got Odorizzi, who they got from the Astros. They've got Bryce Elder, who's in the minor leagues. They've got Kyle Muller, who's in the minor leagues, and they've got Ian Anderson, who was like one of their MVPs last year. So they can throw anybody. Also mentioning they're the reigning champs. We're the 3 seed, the Cardinals. Our rotation is terrible, but I like our playoff experience over what anybody has in the whole playoffs. But what I was going to say earlier about this sad thing is Waino may be shut down for the rest of the year because he's got this like dead arm sensation where his arm doesn't feel gassed or anything, but when he's throwing it, his velo's gone, the spin's gone, and he's just been getting shelled. Obviously, you love him, and he's had great postseason success, but you can't have him out there giving up 8 runs that you're not going to win games. I don't know how they'll approach that, but
Flaherty's, is he doing good?
he has been. So today we're throwing like 2 people just for like 2 innings, and then tomorrow we're going to do the same thing. I guess that's just going to evaluate who we want. I think Montgomery, Mikolas, and Quintana are probably solidified 3.
I like Nicholas a lot.
Yeah, he's been great these last couple of weeks. Then we got the Mets, first wild card. They choked. They had a 10.5 game lead at one point. But I would not want to face their rotation, and they've got a good lineup. Facing DeGrom and Scherzer in a wild card, it'd be tough to get to the 3rd game. They've got Chris Bassett as well. They've got Cookie Carrasco, Carlos Carrasco, or Taijuan Walker. But those last 2 they're kind of iffy.
And they got the best closer in baseball?
Yeah, I'd say Edwin Diaz is probably the best closer in baseball. But being a Cardinals fan, I can be biased and say we may have one. But
Who do you think will pitch the first game?
I'd probably start Scherzer just because of his postseason success. But I don't think you can't go wrong there.
I feel like that wants to be a guaranteed win.
Yeah,
You got Scherzer, DeGrom 1-2, and you probably don't even have to play game
They're gonna play the Padres, who also have a pretty freaking good rotation, but nowhere near what the Mets have, and they really haven't been hitting as good. But yeah, their Padres lineup is not an easy task to take over. They've got Yu Darvish, Blake Snell, Musgrove, Clevenger, Manaea, whoever you want. We've got Soto obviously now, but he hasn't been very good. He's not playing his way into any money, that's for sure. I had it listed as Brewers or Phillies for the last one. The Brewers have absolutely choked. I'm pretty sure they have to win out and the Phillies have to lose out. So we're just going to cut them and say it's the Phillies. That'd be who Cardinals would play. I don't know if I'm too thrilled about that. I would much rather play the Brewers. Phillies.
I kind of like you guys against the Phillies. I don't know why.
It's tough because they're going to start Aaron Nola and then Zach Wheeler. And that's a tough task to beat those two, but if you can beat one, if you win one of those games, I like our odds game 3. Obviously, it's going to be at Busch as well, which we have the second highest attendance all season.
Yeah, that helps a lot.
So I like us in that series regardless, even though the Phillies have been bad on this stretch as well. MVP, I got Goldie. I don't think that's biased. I just think he's been the best player.
For sure. He didn't have it. There was a stat where he did something for a lot.
Yeah.
He was back.
He mashes lefties like ridiculously high, and he was there for a week or two. They're like, "Holy crap, he's going to win the Triple Crown!" And then when we had that cold stretch where we're waiting for Pujols to hit 700, he kind of sucked. And it almost looked like no one was going to take it from him. But those two are just kind of pushing each other. For Cy Young, I got Sandy, and I don't really think it's close. He's done like 6 complete games this year. He's ridiculous. Rookie of the Year is also Strider. I mean, that's not close in my opinion. And then I got Buck Showalter for Coach of the Year, the Mets manager.
Yeah. I like that for sure. I thought the Cardinals did a really good job with like taking Molina and Bueno and Pujols out.
Yeah, that'll be tough to see because I don't think we're going to win the World Series, but
I could see it being a good thing and a bad thing because like maybe new era, stuff like that.
that's been my childhood. Is those 3 right there? I mean, I was young when Pujols was on the team, obviously, but
I used to be a pretty big Cardinals fan. I watch them with Wayne right all the time.
I'm a big Yachty guy.
Yeah.
Was it 2005?
Yeah.
And Molina's been since 4. So.
Yeah, and then they won the 2006 together with Bueno as a bullpen dude.
I watched them a lot when Harley was on the team. That was a good team.
Yeah. Either the Braves, Dodgers, or Mets will probably make it out of that side, and then whoever makes it out, I would say would probably beat the Astros. But I hate to be boring and say it'll be Dodgers, Astros, the 2-1 seeds, but that's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah. There's such a gap between everybody else.
Yeah.
It's like,
And so what was so big about that Braves-Mets race is because you wouldn't have to play the Dodgers until the NLCS, so the Mets kind of just choked up on that.
Hey,
It'd be
they're-
tough.
Yeah, they're Mets fans. They're used to it.
They're surprised we're going to have to play the Braves. Frank was good.
I do like how the wild card is kind of best of 3.
I do too.
They kind of prove your way into it.
And this allowed more teams to make the playoffs, so they kind of thought the races towards the end of the regular season would be closer, but no, it was just the same.
Is it 1 and 3 or at the higher seed?
I think it's all 3.
Or all 3? It's
I
all
think they're
3?
all 3.
Wow.
Thanks for watching. That was 405 Sports reviewing the